note said you wanted to see me. Oh, hello, Grace.
Hello, Michael.
So I'd like to talk, Michael, if you have a few minutes.
Of course.
You treated Norman Harrington the night he was brought in here, didn't you?
That's right.
Well, when I talked to him at the reception, he was in quite a state about his mother.
It was a disgraceful outburst. I felt sorry for Rodney and for you.
I'm afraid I was partly responsible.
Well, how is that, sir?
Well, sometimes close friendships can cloud your judgment. I knew Norman Harrington's mother long before she married Leslie. Catherine was a beautiful, self-willed girl. She fell in love with Leslie, fought her father to marry him. The marriage was a disaster from the start. Well, Catherine was jealous and possessive. She'd always been high strung and demanding, but she became more so.
I never thought I'd hear my husband admit that.
Well, for a long time, I felt that her sudden illnesses were her way of bringing Leslie to heel. I was so sure that her illness was psychosomatic that I neglected the very real illness that caused her death. The illness you diagnosed.
Well, with that kind of history, your judgment was understandable.
No, there's no excusing it. It goes even deeper than that. In my misguided loyalty, I concealed things, damaged other people. Norman has grown up with a false image of his mother. It's impossible for him to accept the truth about her.
I found it hard to accept it myself.
I didn't. I was called to the Harrington house on the night of the murder. An emergency call. Catherine was so hysterical, I had to administer a strong sedative. Leslie said that they'd had a quarrel. I didn't connect the two events then. Dr. Morton speaking. I'll tell him. You wanted an x-ray.
Oh. May we continue this?
Yes, I'd like to. Tomorrow, perhaps?
All right. Grace?
Well, what brought that on?
I love you.
After all these years?
There was a time when I was terribly jealous of her.
Catherine, whatever gave you such a wild idea?
You were always at her beck and call.
She was my patient.
I tried to tell myself that. But when the doctor is a very attractive man, and the patient a young and beautiful woman,
My dear.
Bob, Norman will be all right, I'm sure.
I wish I could be as sure as you are.
Would you like some more coffee?
No, thank you. That was a wonderful dinner.
Thank you.
What do you call it, what we had?
Spaghetti.
Oh, well, it didn't taste like the usual stuff. I thought it might have a special name.
Well, actually, it's a very special kind of spaghetti. Spaghetti du jour. I made it up as I went along.
Creative approach.
No, actually, I forgot the recipe. One of these days, I'll just have to sit down and memorize the entire cookbook.
Big order.
It's a necessary qualification.
Only for housewives.
Well, even if you're single, you have to eat.
Maybe the answer is to marry a man who can afford a chef.
Oh, no, that's much too old-fashioned.
Hadn't heard.
Terribly déclassé.
I see.
I think I'll be like the ladies in the magazines. I'll get the children off to school, whisk through the housework and the laundry and the marketing, and then I'll sit down and dash off 10 pages of my latest novel before my husband comes home to dinner.
And if your husband calls at the last minute to say he is bringing home guests?
Well, then, being a modern housewife, I'll simply defrost an extra pound of hamburger meat. And by the time the guests arrive, voila. Children are asleep, and I'm standing there in my elegant hostess gown, which I made myself, to accept their compliments on my pressed hamburger under glass. Meanwhile, I'd better do these dishes.
Oh, don't bother. Listen, I'll take care of those after I take you.
No, I can't leave the kitchen a mess.
Allison, is getting kind of late.
Won't take me a moment. Ooh, did I do all this myself?
There's your modern housewife for you. Lucky thing you weren't wearing that elegant hostess gown.
I wonder what it's like, really being married.
Like right now.
What? Dirty dishes?
Yes, dirty dishes too, Allison.
I think marriage is, well, it's not being alone. It's having somebody. He may laugh at you sometimes, but never at your problems. Because anything that troubles you is important. Because it is you. Rodney?
Allison. Do you know what you were doing?
I was playing.
That's not a good game, not for you, Allison. Come on, I'll take you home. Thanks for cooking dinner.
You're welcome. May I?
You angry?
No.
You remember when I put that up?
Yes. It was for the birds who didn't fly south.
The hardy ones. Stuck it out through the winter.
Only maybe they weren't as hardy as they thought they were. Maybe for some of them it was their first real winter.
But they survived it anyway, didn't they?
Yes.
What about the spring birds? Did they come back?
No, the other day I saw one oriole and a whole family of robins.
Well, it must be getting pretty crowded.
Well, it's their home, too.
Well, we can always open up another branch. Allison, you want to come to a painting party?
A what?
A painting party tomorrow night. My brother and I are having a few friends over to help paint the apartment. Well, you know, it's less like being invited to come to work if you call it a party.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
Then you're coming?
No, I'd like to, but I can't. My parents are coming home, and it's their first night home. I should be here.
Sure.
Oh, good night.
Good night. Allison, I'll wait here. You go inside. Everything's all right. Wait from the window.
Hello?
Hello, dear. Did I wake you?
No, I just got in.
Oh,
Is anything wrong?
no, I just wondered how you were.
I'm fine.
Were you out to dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Did Uncle Matt take you to the inn?
No, I wasn't with Uncle Matt. I was with Rodney.
Oh, where did you go?
We had spaghetti.
That's nice.
Well, then, take care of yourself. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, Mother.
And, love for both of us.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
How many words has she spoken since we got on the plane to come here? She's gone back to not speaking.
But she will. Just give her the time.
What's the matter? You just dropped a curtain between us.
I was wondering about...
About what?
Not what. Who.
Yeah, but you've got a better chance with a boy who's raised to be a gentleman. A chance to be another Betty Anderson.